Hello students, today I am going to start chapter 13. This is natural disaster. So student, before starting the chapter natural disaster, you should know that what is natural disaster. So, an adverse event of nature that causes immense damage to life, people and property is called a natural disaster. And it is like earthquakes, cyclones, floods, droughts, volcanic eruptions, landslides. These are the example of natural disaster. So we will read about the causes, great loss of life and property, and we can reduce the loss by taking some precautions. So we will start from the topic earthquakes. When an earthquake occurs, the ground shakes. An earthquake is a sudden tremor on the earth's surface. It is caused by movements deep inside the earth. A severe earthquake can cause death and widespread destructions, building collapse, roads cave in, trees fall, and bridges collapse. And there may be fires because of the snapping of electric wires, and floods because of the bursting of dams, and earthquakes destroys houses, so people have to live in tents or open grounds for many days. Earthquakes are very common in certain parts of India, such as in the Himalayan region, and a massive earthquake in Gujarat on 26th January 2001 caused severe devastation. About 20,000 people died, and many were rendered homeless and lost all their belongings. The study of earthquake is called seismology. It is a very important thing. You should know that the study of earthquake is called seismology. And one more important thing you should remember, that instruments called seismographs record the shaking of the land, and the intensity of an earthquake is measured from 1 to 10 on a Richter scale. So the you should remember that the intensity of earthquake is measured from the Richter scale. Earthquakes of intensity 3 or less on the Richter scale are of low intensity, and the earthquakes of low intensities occur every day but do not hurt life or property. An earthquake of intensity 6 or above will cause massive destruction. While constructing buildings and bridges, care must be taken to see that the designs are earthquake proof, and such buildings and bridges sway during the earthquake but do not collapse. So I hope you have understood about earthquake. Now we will read about the disaster floods. Now, what is flood? Floods occur when a river or a stream overflows and its banks and the water spreads to the surrounding areas. And floods generally occur due to rainfall, dam collapse, or blocking of rivers. Further, more cyclones, tsunamis, and the sudden melting of snow on mountains during the summer season can also cause floods. These are the causes how flood occurs. And floods are very common in India, especially in the northern plains. They cause damage to life, property, and crops. Diseases such as cholera, malaria, dengue generally spreads in areas hit by floods. Now, our subtopic is floods in India. We can prepare for floods in the following ways. Means we should take the precautions during the flood. How? Listening to the radio or watching television for warning and advice. Then keeping a radio, a torch, a few matchboxes and candles handy. Then storing stocks of food and fresh water. Then assembling a first aid kit and keeping it ready for an emergency. Then drawing up a list of emergency numbers. Then switching off and unplugging all electrical appliances in the house. And trees should be planted as they prevent flood water from spreading fast. And special dams can also be built to check the flow of water. So this was about flood. Now we'll read about droughts. Drought is due to the shortage of water, mainly due to less rainfall, and it has a bad effect on crop production. A large part of a country can be affected by droughts. In some areas, irrigation facilities have been developed to meet the shortage of water. Still, droughts occur at frequent intervals in the following states of India, like Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and Odisha. Farmers are most affected during a drought as they are unable to grow crops. This results in the shortage of food, thus leading to famine. This is very important. You have to remember the shortage of food is lead to famine. And so we must grow more trees, take up rainwater harvesting, grow drought resistant crops, and use water sprinkles for irrigation. Now we have to move to the next disaster, that is cyclones. They hit the coastal areas to a large extent. A cyclone is a very strong wind accompanied by heavy rain. The strong wind often causes high waves called tidal waves in the sea, which lead to flooding of the coastal areas. And the states of Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal, Gujarat, and Maharashtra are often hit by cyclones and floods. We can prepare for a cyclone in the following ways. Now, how we can prepare ourselves? We should listen to the radio and watch television for weather forecast and warnings. Then move to a safe place before the cyclone arrives and store dry food in waterproof bags. Then keep phone numbers of hospitals, relatives, and friends handy. The government and other agencies, such as the Red Cross, set up relief camps for the displaced people. Food, drinking water, medicines, and medical facilities are provided to them. Now, the next is tsunami. A tsunami is a series of very high waves created by some disturbance under the sea, such as underwater earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or landslides. The waves in a tsunami can range in height from 1 meter to 20 meters or more. Their speeds are high, so they attack coast in no time to cause big damage. And one of the biggest natural disaster ever was the tsunami that hit several countries of South India and Southeast Asia on 26 December 2004, and almost 300,000 people were killed. And tsunami warning systems warns of tsunamis in advance. On receiving a tsunami warning, people living near the coast should be immediately shifted to higher grounds. Now we have to read about the relief work during a natural calamity. The government body like the National Disaster Management Authority (NDMA) does the relief work for the victims of a natural calamity. And besides this government body, Several non-government organizations, NGOs, are involved in helping people during a natural calamity. And some of these are the Red Cross Society, World Health Organization, WHO, and United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF. And it is also the duty of all of us to help us much as we can doing voluntary work. We could also contribute money, food, and clothes to the agencies involved in relief work. So, I hope you have understood the chapter, the natural disaster. So, read again the chapter, then you will understand it properly, and the assignment work you will do by yourself. This is your classwork. Thank you.